Okay, so summer has finally arrived. Apparently this weekend is going to be 29 to 30 degrees in Joburg. So what a better time to make ice cream. So this is not a new concept, it's been everywhere. The 2 ingredients ice cream, that you just use whipped cream and condensed milk. And our family has been using this recipe for years and years. We add a few extra things in there, but for today's sake we're going to stick to these 2. This is your base, and from there you can add to this whatever your imagination throws at you. So we're going to make 3 flavors today, and maybe sometime next week I'll do another one with another 3 flavors. So let's get started. Just going to put a apron on because this can be quite messy. So there is no set recipe for me in this. Some people like a really sweet ice cream, and in that case you're going to add more condensed milk. Some people like it not that sweet, then you're just going to add less. So I suggest, like any recipe in the world, you need to taste and see what works for you. So I'm going to make the base, and then I'm going to dish out from this big bowl and put it into smaller containers, and then add the different ingredients. Okay, so this is almost ready. It's starting to form some soft peaks. I'm just going to let it go for a little bit longer. Okay, this is perfect. Perfect, perfect. This is the consistency that we want, with soft little peaks. And that's just because I wanted to do it. Alright, so I'm just going to put this in the basin, and then we're going to add the condensed milk. So now we're just going to add some condensed milk in here, and like I said, this is something, lots of people like to do this at the same time. I like to fold the condensed milk in afterwards. I think it's a little bit more airy. Well, I believe that. It might not be true at all. And add a little bit more. Okay, so this was about 3/4 of this tin. This is a liter, probably used about 60% of that. So like I said, this is something that you need to play around with, taste and see whether you want it sweeter, whether you don't. It's completely personal. Okay, so for our first flavor, we're going to do a cookies and white chocolate, or cookies and cream, depending on how you want to think about it. As obsessed as Tia is about Nutella, this is how obsessed Emma is about Oreos. Okay, so I'm just going to break them up in here, and just use the pestle and mortar to just crush it a little bit. This is the one with the chocolate filling. That chocolatey icing that's in the inside is also great to give it a really nice texture and taste in the ice cream. So I like to not make it too fine, because we want to be able to taste the cookies in the ice cream. But and I like to leave some bigger and some smaller pieces in there. Okay, we'll see now if we need more. And then we're just going to use the white dream chocolate and chop it up a little bit. You can probably use a zester or something as well, but I like to actually taste my chocolate pieces in there, so I don't want it too big, but I also don't want it too fine. So we're going to start by taking some of this out of a bowl. Because this is our base, I want to use the majority of this. Well, I want to use it in 2 other flavors as well. Okay, so as you can see, this is not small pieces, but it's not as big as a block. So you're just going to add that into the ice cream mixture. Make sure that you get that icing in there as well. and then you're going to softly just fold it in. You don't want to stir too crazy because you want to keep the airiness of the chocolates and of the cream that you got from whipping it. Okay. And then I've got these really cute containers. I've been looking for something like this for a while. So as you can see, it's got its own little lids. And we're just going to put this in here and pop it into the freezer. Perfect. And then we're just going to put a little lid on top. Oh, that one's already stuck on there. Put a little lid on top. And what I love about this is that you can then actually see what is inside. So that's our first one. And I'm going to pop it in the freezer. And then we're going to start with number 2. Okay, I'm editing myself in here. I forgot. I just want to crumble a little bit of the biscuits and the cookies on top, because it just makes it that much cuter to present, but also I like that crunchiness on top. Okay, and then just pop the lid on and put it in the freezer. Okay, so our next flavor is going to be a strawberry berry mixture. So what I've done is I've cut some strawberries up a while ago, probably an hour ago, and then just sprinkled it with powdered sugar. So that's going to be the fresh part. And then with frozen berries, of which it was strawberries, raspberries, and blueberries, I made a berry reduction that I'm going to add in there as well. So it's a very berry, now I'm rhyming as well. But it is a very berry delicious, tangy taste, because I've added some lemon juice to the berry reduction, so it is really quite yummy. So once again, I'm just going to take some out of our base. And then I'm going to fold in the strawberries. Okay, and then with this, I'm just going to put some blobs. I might not use all of this, but some blobs in there that I will then fold in as well. You can see it's also changing color, going a little bit more purpley, swirling it a bit. Okay. And then we're just going to add it into our little container. Okay. What I love about this ice cream is that it is actually really quick and so easy to make. And it impresses you. Don't need an ice cream machine. You can actually, I've tried it on holiday once when we went away, you can whip the cream by hand as well if you've got only a whisk. So obviously it's a little bit more time and effort consuming, but it works. So there we go. And then just for pretty sake, I'm going to put a little bit of this on top as well. It also helps me to see in the freezer what the flavor is. I'm going to put it on top. Put the lid on. And into the freezer we go. Okay, so in this house, I'm not allowed to make ice cream if I don't make a Nutella one as well. So I've now done something for Emma, so now I need to do something for Tia as well. So once again, we're just starting with the base that we're going to dish up in a separate bowl. Like all the others. By now you get the idea. You decide what you want to throw in there, and then you go. Okay, so I've just heated up the Nutella in the microwave so that it's more runny. So let's just take a spoon and drizzle that in there. I might not use all of this Nutella. If Tia was here, she would have just gone like, "Mom, Mom, Mom." But yeah, let's start by folding that in. And I like this kind of marble effect that it gets. So, yeah, she will kill me if I don't add at least a little bit more. Okay, and then because it's Nutella, I've roasted some hazelnuts that we're just going to chop up and throw in there, add in there as well. Add half of that in there now. And then a little bit of just plain Cadbury chocolate, milk chocolate as well. I'm not going to add too much because I think it's going to be quite sweet as it is. Well, not think, I know. So there's some chocolate in there as well that we then just fold in. And then once again transfer over to one of these little containers. Up there we go. Hello Lizzie, do you also want some ice cream? Okay, and then on top I'm going to drizzle a little bit more Nutella. And then just with a spoon marble it a little bit. So that's kind of what it's going to look like. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of the nuts and chocolate pieces on top. Yeah, that's what it looks like when we're done. Once again, I'm just popping the lid on and then putting it in the freezer. So once it's all frozen, it needs to be in the freezer for anything between 5 to 8 hours, depending on how cold your freezer is. Once it's done, we will dish it up and show you what it looks like, and we'll do a little taste test. Okay, so the ice cream has chilled overnight. I didn't have enough time yesterday to finish this. So it's chilled overnight, it's definitely ready. So let's open it up and show you what it looks like. So this is the berry one. As you can see, it's nicely frozen, the berry pieces are on there, it looks yummy. This one, now I can't open it, aha. This one is the Nutella one, which also looks freaking amazing. And then lastly, we have the cookies and cream with a little bit of chocolate in. Once again, open it, aha, there we go. And this is what this one looks like. So I'm going to do a little bit of a taste testing since I made it, it's just fair. Okay, so let's give the berry one, a little piece of that berry as well. It is delicious. Alright, I approve. Let's try the Nutella chocolatey one. That's good. And let's try this cookies and cream one. I kind of feel that you need to eat each on its own and not mix the flavors because each one is so delicious. This one is a more subtle flavor, I have to be honest, but it is yummy. As I was saying, I think you need to eat each on its own so you can enjoy that specific flavor, not do them in a row. But I just wanted to do a little taste test. I think it's just fair since I've made them. Okay, so please go out and try this. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and please subscribe. It is delicious. It gives gourmet ice creams a run for their money for very little effort and a little bit of imagination. So go out and try. Be on the lookout for, I'm going to do another ice cream recipe video soon with 3 new flavors, but it's actually my favorite flavors. So look out for that and go out and make this, because once again, if I can do it, anybody can.